It is definitely winter here in Anchorage, and I am too old to do this camping without any heat. So we're gonna install that Vevor diesel heater. Vevor diesel heater that's been in my pantry for 3 months, and then we'll go camp. Other exciting news: Copy Jockey KY. You won yourself a free t-shirt, so get a hold of me, let me know where to send it to. And stay tuned. At the end of the video, we'll give away another t-shirt. Details to follow. All right. Well, this is a 8 kilowatt Vevor diesel heater. These get a lot of hate online for good reason. They're like knockoff Westabos, whatever they're called. They're very cheap. They probably won't last forever. This is the second one I've had. I installed one in my truck camper and it worked great. I'm sure that if I put 1,000 hours through this thing, I would want a more expensive one, but for 120 bucks, it does what I need it to. So, let's take a look here. Like the crappiest fuel tank that money can buy. Instructions that don't translate to English. A muffler that you can see through. A really thin plate for mounting. Okay, we got a box. This is like all the hoses and clamps. Really thin air ducting. I doubt that the blower fan on it really can push air through that. This is a decent harness. It's probably the best part about this. Really cheap fuel hose that'll probably crack. This is a air intake filter, which is kind of a joke. It'll keep like sticks from going in there, but yeah, it's not gonna do anything. Exhaust pipe. This is a T, I guess, to direct the air. A vent came broken, perfect. The world's loudest fuel pump. Bag of things. This is the air in pipe, I guess. What's that called? Fresh air. It's really bad pipe. Okay, and over here we have the actual unit. Controller and a little remote control. Remote controls work pretty well. And the actual heater. They say they're 8 kilowatt, but all the hubbub on the internet is that they're only 5 kilowatt. Either way, it's gonna be a lot of heat for that space, so I don't know. People get upset about things lying online. I don't really care. It's like $120, very inexpensive diesel heater. It's the best way I've found to heat things in the far north, or the mid far north. We're in Anchorage. All right, let's get to the install, I guess. All right, so where do we put this thing? Now, if we put it closer to the front, then we get more hot air in the front, but since it's like overkill, I think we want a lot more actually hot air in the back, and then it'll help dry out the bed. And then we can put ducting up to the front. So I'm gonna put it as far back as I can. So it probably would have been better to drill 1 1/4 inch holes for the air in and the exhaust out, but I didn't have those hole saws, so we just put a 4.5 inch hole in there, and we'll foam it and flex seal it and hope it doesn't rust out the van. temporary things that might turn into an in perpetuity thing. But I think it'll work and doesn't look awful, so good enough for now. The way these work is that there are 4 orifices. So these are the combustion ones, I guess you would say. So this is fresh air in, and this is dirty air out. Then there's a heat exchanger in there. So this is interior air that is heated and then blown out here. So you don't have to make up any air or dry air from outside. So the one furthest away from the fuel nozzle, that's exhaust, that gets hot. This is just the air intake, the combustion air intake. Okay. Alright, it's in. It's pretty clean. It's in there pretty well. I think once we spray foam it in from the bottom, it'll hold a lot better. So let's just finish hooking everything up and we'll give her a test. The electronic clip for it, that goes towards the heater. And we want it to be at a little angle upwards. So let's get it in there.
Do you just feel like there is no air left to breathe? Do you just wanna to be left outside the grid? It's all for sure, I didn't know. I wonder what it meant to be. If I let go and let it flow, I think there's more to see. What you think, I just need to breathe.
For 2 for setup says, after the machine is installed, check whether the phone is stuck. If it is stuck, it cannot be started. So these instructions are very valuable. But pretty much we've got our electrical hooked up, we hooked up the pump, we hooked up the heater unit, and we've got our display. It says it's 3 degrees Celsius and we got 12 volts. So I'm just gonna power it on. Now there's a setting on here that you can do to prime the fuel pump, or you can just let it error 3 times and then or 2 or 3 times, and it'll eventually get where it needs to. So we're just going to do that because I don't want to decipher those instructions anymore. Going to Fred Meyer's, my favorite place. Oh, that's not bad. Okay, we're gonna make dinner here. Hopefully that audio comes out okay with that fan blowing. I need it on because it's cold. First things first, carbon monoxide detector. Get that guy up and rolling so we don't kill ourselves. I have a roof vent with pretty good ventilation, and pretty sure I installed that heater correctly, but you know, I'd really hate to wake up dead. So for 20 bucks you get pretty cheap insurance that you won't suffocate in the middle of the night. Okay, we're good. You're good. Here. For dinner tonight, we've got some mashed potatoes and leftover ham from Thanksgiving. It's an interesting pivot that I'm running a cooking show now because I'm not good at cooking. Eventually I'll hook up like, you know, a nice kitchen in here, but we're just not there yet, so. Jet boil. Up to 31 degrees. That heater's been on for about 20 minutes, so it's doing its job. It's getting there. It's still cold in here though. Okay, so potatoes we probably boil for, I actually have no idea, 10 minutes, let's say. And then we'll throw some salt and this little ham baggie in there. That's dinner. Well, hopefully this heater kicks up the pace here. Otherwise it's gonna be a cold night. I think if I had like an electric blanket, that would be a pretty clutch setup. So now's a good time for me to talk about my store. If someone buys a t-shirt, I'd have enough money to buy an electric blanket and then I'd be so much more comfortable. But about that store, at the beginning of the video, oh, we're boiling. Oh no. Turn it down. So at the beginning of the video, I talked about the contest for a free shirt. Copy Jock, you won last time, so get a hold of me and let me know where to send your shirt. And let's say the 11th comment gets this free shirt on this video. It's we're taking a turn here. It's like a dirty Santa Claus with some indentured penguin servitude services and other S words. 11th comment, get a free shirt. Got some steam. Some of it's escaping out the vent. Most of it's just icing up on my roof. Answering a little fan mail here, Miles Pittman asked, how do I pick my models? And the answer to that is, I don't. Whatever I get, I'll use. So send me some pictures of you in a Flightless Bird shirt and I'll throw them up here on the old YouTube channel. I'll even sponsor you. Again, send you a free one. Let me know what you want. Can't get rid of these shirts. Just please take them. Not yet, but we're getting there. I don't know what to do with that water. We're just gonna have to dump it out. It won't look suspicious at all in the Fred Meyer parking lot. Cup of potatoes, mash those up. I think you're probably supposed to, I don't know, put cream or salt or something in there. I am the worst at cooking, but you know, I'm gonna learn, and this is gonna be the best van life cooking YouTube show ever. So subscribe now. Early adopters get 10% off their first purchase of a Flightless Bird shirt. Discount code, I just made it up. No, but if you've got any recommendations. Oh, this is not gonna be a good meal. I can't wait. We'll put our ham in there. November has been a weird month. I got really sick and that laid me out for a solid 2 weeks. Then I got a concussion straight up from cross-country skiing. That laid me out another week. Now I just got knee surgery So I've been laid out for another week. But now I'm hobbling around okay. The concussion's better. Not sick anymore. But pretty light duty because of the knee surgery. But should be all good by January? Gosh, I hope. Then we can actually go do stuff besides cooking mashed potatoes in the back of my car. But I guess it's kind of an important thing, right? Like, you have to do stuff that keeps your mind and your body active. You have to keep trying to, like, push yourself. It's hard when the things that you usually do for happiness you can't do anymore because your knee's broken. But this isn't bad. I'm having fun. Hopefully you're having fun too. Maybe it's just practice for when I'm like 50 or 60. Though I know a lot of 60-year-olds who get after it. Maybe 70? 70, 80. Let's say this is practice for when I'm 80. Hopefully I'll be a better cook by then. Up to 46. It's definitely not warm yet, but that's a lot better than 10 degrees outside. So obviously it's not the nicest setup yet, but we'll get there. It's like 40 degrees. I only packed this little blanket because I thought it'd be warmer, but I think it's gonna continue to heat up with that heater going. Locked all the doors. The windows are pretty well frosted. So I'm just gonna sleep here. Fred Meyer's Anchorage. Who needs a Motel 6? Whew. You can feel the hot air blowing on me from here. It's pretty nice. All right, I think I'm gonna turn off the light and call it an episode here. If you want to help me out, like, subscribe, go to the merch store, buy a shirt if you want to. I appreciate it. Other than that, that's it. That's all I got. Good night.